Let's welcome to the stage Mrs. Shamondra Lane. She will be presenting our final award of the night, the Heart of Design Award.
Good evening. Is everyone having a good night? Awesome. I had to put on my glasses, so bear with me. Okay. Mr. Nakia Douglas, a son of South Dallas, has proven to be the definition of the Heart of Design Award. He is a community leader that continues to lead with not only integrity and empathy, but also with a sincere heart and a desire to leave this world better than he found it. Mr. Douglas has poured into the lives of hundreds of young people and adults, consistently showing love while being both a teacher and a student of this classroom called life. You either felt his energy, heard his contagious laugh, or saw his captivating smile a mile away, beaming with pride. A quote he always said at the Barack Obama Male Leadership Academy is, "Character is what a man does when no one is looking." He was creating a school design that was different, defeating the odds in communities and molding the whole young man. He has been a pillar in the educational community for many years and continues to take an uncommon approach to redefining public education for students. It gives me great pleasure to present our honoree of the evening, one of my mentors, one of my friends, that's definitely the heartbeat of his family, friends, education field, and community, Mr. Nakia Douglas.
This has been a beautiful evening, has it not? It's an honor to stand here before you all. A lot of you all may not know this, but about 6 years ago, I came to visit Village Tech with my friend, my brother, David Williams. It was an introduction by Ms. Lane. Ms. Lane was on our team over at Barack Obama Male Leadership Academy, and when he called me about her, I said, if you can get her, you won't regret it. But fast forward, I transitioned to higher ed, and Ms. Lane says, Mr. Douglas, you gotta meet him. I said, meet who? Mr. Williams. I said, oh yeah, he called me about you. Yeah, I know you got the job and everything. She said, no, you need to meet him. There's something special that's happening over at Village Tech schools. I said, well, set it up. And I go over there, and quite naturally, I'm inquisitive, I'm an educator. And so I'm gonna test this man to find out if he is who she says he is. And as we're walking, I'd ask a question, I'd look, and I'd kind of step back, and he'd see me smiling. We go a little bit further, I look, I said, what are your thoughts behind that? And he'd tell me something, I said, okay, he's all right. But as we continued to talk, it went from an inquisition in regards to who he was and what he was doing to understanding the vision of what Village Tech is, to understanding the passion that I saw come across the stage with all of the celebrations tonight, but also to see the joy in every kid that I had the opportunity to meet while visiting that school. And when I left, I told him, I said, you don't know this, but once you meet me and I fall in love with you, we kind of connected for life. And so that's why I can call him my friend and my brother, because we may not talk every day, but when we talk, it's the real deal. We're so connected today. His tie and shirt combo and my new tie, we were at Dillard's today at the same time. So that is that internal divine appointment that happens. My passion, my love, my belief in the power of education started less than about 5 miles from here. But it started through one woman's dream, one woman's purpose, one woman's passion, one woman's focus, one woman's commitment to making sure my sister and I had the best that education could provide. I didn't understand why. From kindergarten through 8th grade, she made us go to this private school, and I had to wear these green pants and this gold shirt. I also didn't understand why. I knew she couldn't afford it. But she always sacrificed and took on extra jobs to make sure that we could be there. I also didn't understand why sometimes when she couldn't pay the tuition, I would go to the office, and I knew she couldn't pay the tuition, but those teachers would sneak me those assignments. Something started clicking in me around 5th grade because I kind of was, again, being a little manipulative and inquisitive. I said, well, Mama, I have a younger sister. Let Kariba stay here and allow me to go to the neighborhood school. I know all my friends. I know the schools. This will be fine. And I got her get ready to take me to John B. Hood. We had to go to John B. Hood at the time. And we get out there for the open house. And as soon as we walk up, a fight breaks out. She looks at me and says, nope. I was so upset. I wanted to go and fight the kids because I was like, this was my ticket out of this experience. But I tell that story because when I went back and I would talk to my friends in the neighborhood and tell them about my experiences, they didn't have the same. I knew they were just as capable as I was. In most instances, they were more intelligent, had more natural skills, but they just weren't afforded the opportunities. That kind of started curdling something within me that just never sat right because I knew my homeboys and my homegirls deserved the same experience. Fast forward, I get to high school, and now the same mom that pushed me through private school now has me in high school. And as I get there, she says, we're going to meet the counselors. We're going to meet the counselors. And she says, I don't know about the rest of these kids, but this one is going to college. You do what you need to do for my tax money to make sure that he fulfills my purpose for his life. I'm sitting back like, oh man, there go my mama again. But the beauty of that was her reinstilling within me not only the sacrifice, but more importantly, the expectations she had for me and for my friends. The first program they put me in was Upward Bound. I didn't know what Upward Bound was. I just knew I had to give up my Saturdays, and 6 weeks after summer, I had to spend at SMU. But the reason it kind of stuck to me because my mom kept saying I was going to college, and she hadn't gone. No one in my family had gone. And so these people were put in my life to kind of help me navigate this process. When I would go, I would always try to get all my homeboys, those same ones from elementary school. Come with me. Let's go. Let's do this. No, I'm not getting up on no Saturday. Giving up by summers, I'm not doing that. And so I said, okay, that's all right. I'll go. And whatever I learn, I'm going to bring back to you. Unbeknownst to me, that seed of sacrifice, that seed of belief, that seed of expectations was planted in my mom, and she had planted within me, and I was a quasi-teacher in denial. Fast forward my junior year in high school, Miss Glorious Dixon, we're going over from Lincoln to Pearl C. Anderson to mentor the students. As we're mentoring the students, one day she tells me, she says, you know, one day you're going to make a great teacher. I looked at her and was like, no, ma'am. And she says, why not? I said, because the kids are too bad and y'all don't make enough money. She said that afterwards, after everyone else left the van, she says, you don't understand what I see and witness you do every day. You are a teacher innately and you don't even recognize it. When I walked that campus at Village Tech, I saw teachers, I saw the future every day, and you all were so engulfed with loving on those kids, you recognize it, but for someone on the outside, I got to recognize it too. All of this tied into who I am today. As a professional educator, I pride myself in creating opportunities, experiences, and expectations where we provide private school education at a public school cost. And we do so, yes ma'am. We do so with the intentionality that all kids, regardless of your zip code, regardless of your background, regardless of your race, your heritage, where you come from, you deserve the best. And I took that into my classroom. I left Dallas, Lincoln, went to Livingstone College in Salisbury, North Carolina, majored in elementary education. If it didn't say in there, I'm a classically trained early childhood educator. I taught kindergarten. Kindergarten, first grade, fourth grade, kindergarten in North Carolina, found my faith again, moved back to Dallas, to my old neighborhood. Yeah, teaching kindergarten to bring you back to faith. I moved back to Dallas and wanted to go back to teaching after taking care of my dad, and met a young lady that caught my eye, and she changed my trajectory. Because sometimes when you're stepping out on faith, you don't know the help that you need. You don't know the village that exists or should exist for you. And so I'm doing 3 things that I said I'd never do. I said I'd never get married, never move back to Dallas, and if I stayed in education, be late 40s, early 50s before I went into administration. Brother David knows this. I'm just turning 50 today. But she believed in me and has been my helpmate for the last, it'll be 24 years, July 14th. And has been the essence of who I am as a professional. So from being a classroom teacher to being an assistant principal in Georgetown and in Pflugerville, to being an assistant principal back in my old neighborhood of South Dallas at Charles Rice again, to being a principal at Maynard Jackson Vanguard School, which was a 4-6 intermediate school. Hurricane Katrina hit, we closed down the elementary and opened it up as a middle school. After 1 year of being at the middle school, I guess we did pretty well. They invited me to go to the high school. So literally I looped with my students as their elementary, middle, and high school principal. So when I hear the pathway that you all have created through Village Tech, you're creating that looping cycle that allows instruction to begin day one when those kids come in, those parents understand you. And sometimes the only people you have to work with are those adults that may be in the way. But the beauty of that is the expectations that you all have embedded within you all's culture that allows and only expects excellence. So even your weakest links are stronger than the strongest links at other campuses. And so when I hear her talk about people coming to the campus, taking a little sabbatical and coming back, because they know that good thing is over there at Village Tech. The reality of what you all are doing is so transformative, we got to be a part of it. The city needs to be a part of it. Houston needs to be a part of it. More communities need to be a part of it. And I'm glad that you all are allowing me to speak to you all tonight to just pour into you all, but ultimately to see and help you all guide yourselves to the future. I've been an elementary, middle, high school, magnet school principal. I've been an executive director for the South Oak Cliff feeder pattern, about 6 schools, about 600 to 800 students. I left there, transitioned to higher ed, started the trio and pre-collegiate programs at UNT Dallas. I was there for 6 years and most recently have gone into nonprofit leadership. Most recently leading the Transition Resource Action Center, which supported young people aging out of foster care, dealing with homelessness, and also been justice involved. And now leading the Dallas Education Collective, where our mission is to significantly improve public education for all students within our neediest areas in the city of Dallas. And we're going to do that. We're going to do this work with partners like you all. And so Brother David and I are reconnected. And who would have ever known that that divine introduction through Ms. Lane would put us at this moment. The sky is the limit for you all, and the sky is the limit for the impact that we're going to have shared for our city, for our state, and for our nation. Thank you all.